How do you know so much about serial killers?
I have fantasies.
Oh
Your
my
fantasies.
No, I don't have serial kill fantasies, but I have fantasies.
God. About
Dreams.
Serial killing. No. Why is the Afghan fucking looking at me all suspicious?
He's so nervous.
Don't fucking look at me like
I love
that,
he
bro.
goes like
I
this.
like you.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
No, I don't know why. Because I think that murder and killing and stuff is so awful that I find entertainment more of a voyeurism, not in a good way.
not entertainment so much as like it's so
Curiosity?
it's so departed from your own world. It's so extreme.
Yeah.
That there is a sense of curiosity as to like how people could even psychologically get to a place to commit such crimes. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was going on up there? You know.
Yeah. Do you ever like YouTube beheading videos and stuff like that too?
I used to, but
You did?
oh yeah,
That's crazy.
I mean, I saw this one.
Do you have
I
a favorite?
I have one that's one of my favorites.
Which
my God,
who was the one that committed the beheading?
It was like an MS-13 kind of gang.
Those ones were brutal.
Pretty brutal. And there's these two guys that smuggled. Yeah, they stole stuff. They were in the gang, but they were like peons, and they did something wrong, so they were gonna be punished. And one of them was chainsawed in half.
So it's gang on gang.
Yeah,
Wow.
chainsawed in half. The other one was his buddy. After he saw his buddy being chainsawed, they took a knife, stuck in his neck, and chopped his head off.
This was on YouTube.
No, it was on
Like the dark web or
Reddit.
something?
Yes, I don't know. Remember when I saw it, but probably Reddit. You know, I don't get off on it. I think it's disturbing. But
That's good.
He's really he's really
good to
into
know. Good to know. Yeah.
tragedy porn.
You like
That's-
tragedy porn?
yeah,
Yeah,
What is that like?
It's basically he finds some sick satisfaction out of seeing really sad things.
Do you bust at the same time? Like you
No,
No,
it's
no,
not-
he
no,
doesn't. He doesn't jerk
call it-
off to it.
Tragedy porn?
Stop. People don't fucking call it tragedy porn.
People are confused.
Oh yeah. I don't jerk. Listen, everyone listening. I don't like mayhem and death. I'm not the Joker or nothing
He
like
doesn't
that.
jerk off to
I don't
it.
jerk off to fucking.
He has just a curiosity for sad or like very, very gory, murderous things
Gotcha.
from a voyeuristic.
yeah.
It's like when remember the Korean ferry sank.
Oh god, this is
The Korean
really...
ferry.
Yeah, there was a Korean ferry in Korea,
Okay.
and it was going to an island, right? And it had a bunch of kids on it. I think they were high schoolers, and the ferry sank, and the Korean captain of the ship goes, "Stay." I'm gonna do the accent. Stay in your cabin. Do not leave. And then the captain left the boat.
He jumped.
He jumped ship,
And all the kids died.
and all the kids died, and they didn't leave their cabins because they listened to their authority.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like 30 kids
It's like
drowned.
a lot of kids.
Yeah,
A lot of kids. And then CNN had this thing where they were bringing bodies into the shore, and they had this white tent, and around the white tent are about 100 police officers and stuff, right? And they're like, but the heads down.
Yeah.
And parents would come in and identify the bodies, and then you can hear fathers crying.
Yeah.
And you can't see it. All you see is the cops crying too. And I watched it and I cried. And I don't know why, but I like watching stuff because I like to cry.
But I mean, he would not stop Googling pictures of this particular incident for 4 months straight. Every day he would find pictures of parents crying. And it's not even from a mocking place. It's just he has this like sick curiosity for that type of sadness.
Yeah, but I want to.
I don't think
but
you've
it's out
ever felt...
cathartic?
Yeah, no, it's out of like I feel bad for them, and and it makes me sad for them.
I think maybe you've never experienced like real tragedy.
Really? So being molested by a guy with Down syndrome is not tragic?
I mean, it is. I mean, like, who have you had any significant like deaths
he
in your
doesn't know.
family?
You know?
David told me.
Yeah. David told you. Yeah. I was brutally molested.
The word brutally,
by,
man.
Yeah, brutally. I had Down syndrome fingers in my butthole.
How old were you?
8, 9, 10. You know what I mean?
Tragic.
But that's not tragic, apparently.
It's not tragic enough for you.
Enough for me, apparently. All right, I was, just beaten up by my dad and stuff, but it's fine. Go ahead.
No, it's not.
It's the one.
Go ahead.
From the way I understand it is that when we talk about it, you've never had any, thank God, any massive or tragic deaths in your family to where it's gotten a hold of you and kept you in a dark place. So I think for me, like watching my dad die, I never want to revisit other people dying, or put myself in a position where I have to feel that all over again. So I think that maybe you just haven't had a significant death in your life.
So maybe you're curious about
You're
that feeling.
curious about watching people grieve.
Have you ever had a
No, I
death
just
of a
Have you
pet?
grieved? Have you ever grieved?
I have
before?
grieved. When Lauren Dombrowski died, I grieved.
Who's that?
Lauren Dombrowski was a producer on Mad TV, and when I relapsed on drugs, she got me sober. And when Mad TV let me go, they were going to pick up my contract again. She convinced them to pick it back up because I was sober. So she helped me on so many different levels. Her husband sponsored me. And she did things for me that a normal person would never do. She was a great lady, very funny. And in many ways, she got me the show because my manager, Abby, managed Lauren. Right? So when she passed, my brother and I, because Lauren loved Steve, we grieved hard. And then when Scott Redmond died, was another AA guy, I grieved hard. And I have grieved.
Okay.
But I also want to feel, when somebody dies, sympathy.
Like you want to feel empathetic.
Yeah, and I find it to be, it makes me angry too. Like, it's like when people look up Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know that one.
No.
Oh, you know that tragedy.
I get it when people watch the news. They like the news because they get to kind of live outside of their own world and kind of experience.
Yeah,
something
in
else.
many ways, yes.
But
What
then
you're
you just
saying.
like the really extreme shit.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And does that make me a bad person?
I don't
know.
think so. I
Maybe you
think
just like to
Thank you.
cry too, right?
He loves
Yeah.
to cry. It is cathartic though.
yeah.
I watch, the reason why I watch America's Got
I was
Talent
gonna ask you.
and
So
British
you can
Got Talent.
laugh at them. Or?
No. When they're really good and I see parents crying for their
tears.
kids and stuff,
Same here.
I cry too.
Chocolate